this year the Communist Party of China is celebrating its 100th year of existence, and they celebrate their Red Pride parade, their Red Pride by profiting from it. It's called Red Tourism. Now launched in 2004, the purpose of the project is to promote locations with historical and cultural significance to the ruling Communist Party's history. Now, well, let's not gloss over the failures and misdeeds, and more than fostering the spirit of research and academic scholarship in history, ideological indoctrination is at the heart of this project. Now, the 100 glorious years of CCP is sustained with bloodshed. Remember the Tiananmen Square massacre, when in 1989, after several weeks of demonstrations, Chinese troops entered the Tiananmen Square on June 4th and fired on protesting students. Now, estimates of the death toll range from several hundred to thousands. It has in fact been estimated that as many as 10,000 people were arrested during and after the protest. Several dozen people were also executed. The memory of this massacre continues to haunt the world. Now, for the Chinese Communist Party, the wolf warrior traits, of course, are pleasing no one as the global backlash against China continues to mount. And the crocodile tears that China is, of course, coming ahead and showcasing in front of the world are, of course, not going to help. And what China really needs to do is mend its ways and stop bullying the nations around it. Joining us on the broadcast is the editorial director of the Sunday Guardian, Madhav Nalapat. Madhav Nalapat, sir, very good morning. Appreciate you joining us on the broadcast, sir. Now, sir, the CCP is celebrating 100 years of its existence, and what an existence. I mean, as far as atrocities are concerned, be it Hong Kong, be it the Tiananmen Square incidents, be it Tibet, be it Inner Mongolia, be it the fact that it's bullying all countries that it joins hands with in the recent past, as far as you know, the as far as the Belt and Road Initiative is concerned. So China, of course, right now can go ahead and say that, they're going to celebrate 100 years of their existence. But, sir, how exactly has this existence, crumpled the world, or in a sense, affected various countries across the world?
This pandemic, millions of people have died. Our official count is about 4 million, but many more would have died. The entire global economy has been brought to a standstill. Hundreds of millions of people have suffered losses of income and losses of jobs. There are some estimates that several hundred million people have been suffering from the virus. All this has happened because, unfortunately, number one, the WHO failed to identify the seriousness of this pandemic in time. And two, even today, there is no clarity as to the origin of this virus. And frankly, a lot of that is because information is not coming from where this virus first appeared, which is Wuhan. We need full and factual information, and the world needs that. It's not just a question of China or any other country. I mean, frankly, if China is denying this information, well, then the fact is that a lot of this mayhem is being caused by that denial. Unlike SARS-1, where after some time China very quickly revealed a lot of data, in SARS-2 China has not revealed data, at all, which is sufficient, and not to mention data that a lot of people think is not accurate. So this is a problem, a huge problem.
Correct, sir. And sir, then as far as, this image also that China is now trying to propagate of it being, a lovable nation. So where do you see that heading? Because as far as China is concerned, and as far as China's realities are concerned, so they're now out in the open. I mean, despite the fact that China's media is controlled by the state, they are not on any social media platform where the rest of the world is. Yet, sir, the realities of what go on in China, maybe at a smaller scale, sir, are out there. in the world. So then, so how do you think this lovable image that China is trying to propagate is going to, is going to work out in the world, and how is it going to pan out? Do you think?
Well, frankly, if they would like the world to love them, then I think they need to ensure that the way they are claiming large tracts of water and land as their own territory when it is not, I think they need to stop that. They need to share the full data about the outbreak of COVID-19, the full data available in Wuhan, especially in the Wuhan lab, especially, and that is very, very important. Almost every epidemic in the last century had its origin in China, and one of the problems that was facing people at that time was that it was difficult to get information out. But today, China is not a remote place. It is connected to the internet. It is connected to the whole world. So, in the case of SARS-1, there was an initial attempt at cover-up, but very soon, the General Secretary of that time realized that a cover-up would be harmful not only to China, but to the whole world. And thereafter, China cooperated. I think the same degree of cooperation needs to be shown now. And frankly, the fact that you got to cover up even 1.5 years into this pandemic is really very surprising.
All right. So, but do you think that, that ship has sailed, the ship wherein, China could in fact go ahead and convince the world that it has done nothing wrong? Do you think that that ship has at this point sailed, sir?
Well, frankly, I don't see any coexistence of China's PLA-based tactics and wolf warrior diplomacy with the so-called kind and gentle image. But I'd like to point out, it's not just China that is guilty. There are virologists across the world, and I'm sorry to say the WHO as well, that are guilty of essentially a cover-up, of covering up the origins of the virus and somehow protecting the Wuhan Institute of Virology for some reason. And I think this cover-up has been a shameful process. I think, and I'm surprised that so far the FBI has not questioned people like Peter Daszak under oath. What is wrong with the FBI? I mean, and what is Joe Biden and the Homeland Security Secretary doing in this matter? It is very important that those who had any relations with the Wuhan laboratory should be questioned under oath by the FBI. And the fact that this has not happened indicates that even Joe Biden is frankly not doing enough to ensure that the truth comes out.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.